Hari Om. Welcome to all of you for our second session. This is for answering the questions which we have received from some of our these participants. We have got them and we will go through that in this particular session. Om. Om. Om Ganganapate Namaha. Om Gungurubhyo Namaha. Om Aim Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Sri Maharajme Namaha. Om Dundurgaye Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Ramachandraya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Sri Paramatmane Namaha. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryesu Sarvada Ya Kundendu Sarahara Dhavala Ya Subhravasthrabrita Ya Veena Varadanda Mandita Para Ya Sveta Padmasana Ya Brahmachyuta Sankara Prakriti Devahi Sada Vandita Samang Patu Saraswati Bhavati Nisesa Jadyapaha Namo Shivanandaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Omkaram Bindu Sanjuktam Nityam Dhyayanti Yoginaha Amadam Mokshadam Chaiva Omkaraya Namo Namaha Devi Bhumau Tatha Kase Bahirantascha Me Vibhu Yo Vibhati Ovasatma Tasmai Sarvatmane Namaha. So we have received some questions and we will try to answer them as much as possible. So one question is, why I feel worried and low confident, easily deceived by others, can't concentrate. These are the different aspects of the question. Why I feel worried? We have worry if we are attached to something, if we want something in life and from the world, if we have a feeling that I may not get it, or that you see, even if it is there, it will go away from me. If this type of thoughts are there, then you see we will have worry. Because if things do not come according to our expectation of our wish, and then we will have worry. There will be anxiety. So first thing is we must know that we should never feel worry at all. We just discussed now that not to worry about anything in this world. So our idea should be not to worry, be free, and not to be attached to anything, not to have attachment for anything, not to have expectation of anything. If it comes, it is okay. If it is not coming, no problem. I must be able to carry on with that, meet that situation. If this particular thought will be there and taking everything easy, then we will not be worried at all. So in order to be free from worry, we must remember that we should never have any attachment to anything in the world. Not be attached to anything. We can try to have that, whatever is necessary for us. Try for that. If it comes, it is okay. Otherwise, no problem. And even if we have some thing with us, if it is there, it is all right. If it is not there, no problem. This type of being free from all attachment, that is necessary, because it is this attachment only which brings about worry and anxiety. This we must remember. So you should try to analyze yourself. What is it that making me worried? What is the cause of my worry? Then try to see that no, I don't have any attachment. Difference does it make for me? Either if it is there, it's all right. If it's not, no problem. Am I going to, you see, this die without that? Or you see, heaven's going to fall if I don't have that? So why to worry about it? And whatever is God's will, that will come to me. If I deserve, it will come to me. So with that idea should be there. So to be free from attachment, be from what is going to happen. This type of anxiety thought should not be there. And you try to analyze, because this is what it must be making you feel worried. And to be free from that, don't worry about it. Have any, you see, this detached approach to everything in life and not be particular about anything. Then you will be free from worry. This is not necessary. And low confidence. My confidence is low. And for the low confidence means we don't have any, you see, confidence, or you see, confidence in ourselves. Self confidence is not there. So our idea should be try to develop your confidence. Low confidence, supposing you see, if we are not sincere in our duty, whatever is required of us, if we don't do that, then our confidence level will come down. So in order to be free from that, to have good confidence is very necessary. Because only through confidence, if we have good confidence in ourselves, then you see, we will be able to face the problems of life. We will be able to achieve something in life. We can have success in life. So confidence is very necessary. And this you should try to develop confidence. First thing is not to worry about anything and try to do your own things. If you are master of the subject which you are going to handle, or you see the work which you are going to do, then you see you will have confidence. So be thorough and fully conversant with all the things that are required to be done by you and with things which are necessary for you. If that is there, if we have complete grasp over the subject, knowledge of the things that we are doing, and if we are having full understanding, full confidence, full knowledge, then our confidence will develop. So be sincere and try to do whatever best is possible on your part and have a thorough grasp of the task before you. And also, don't feel diffident. Don't think that I will not be able to do. If you have done your homework, if you have prepared yourself properly, then you see you will have developed, we will develop confidence. So this type of confidence must have in order to have success in life, in order to be able to do whatever is expected of us, required of us. This is what, so try to develop confidence. And if possible, if you are a devotee of Swami Shivananda Maharaj, if you are familiar with the books, literature of Swami Shivananda Maharaj, you can go through his books. Particularly one book is there, this Sure Ways for Success in Life and God Realization. There, Swamiji Maharaj deals with all the different steps that one can take in order to develop one's confidence, to have success in life. So take those steps with you on your path. And then try to develop your confidence, because that is very essential, that is very necessary. Without that, you see, we cannot succeed in this path, spiritual path, or even in the world. This way, you must remember. So try to develop confidence, and then don't hesitate. Don't, you see, underestimate your capacity and your ability. It is quite all right for me. I have confidence. If you know your subject, if you have done your homework for any task, then you will have confidence. Otherwise, you see, you will feel that, no, I don't have confidence, because you have not done your exercise. That is what it is. So try to develop your confidence this way. Never think that I don't have enough confidence, or my confidence level is low. This can be developed. It is not a permanent feature. If we do some exercise, if we prepare ourselves properly, and if we also, you see, do the homework that is necessary. If you have a good grasp over the subject and or the task, then you will have confidence. And think that it is not impossible, you will be able to develop your confidence. And I am easily disturbed by others and deceived by others. Easily deceived by others. So you see, if you don't have confidence in yourself, people will know that this fellow does not have proper confidence. They will try to take advantage of us. they'll try to deceive us. And because the world is like that, only different types of people are there. Other people will try to take undue advantage from us. This is being deceived. So you have to be alert. In order to be, you see, not to be deceived by others, we must know ourselves. We must, you see, be properly equipped. We must also have proper grasp and be alert. Don't allow anybody to take undue advantage of you, to deceive you. If you are not sure of something, then people will try to take advantage of that. They'll try to deceive us. So this is what is there. So if you are careful and if you know what this person, and particularly when you know that somebody has a habit of deceiving us, it is his nature to deceive us, then be extra careful with him. And then you should tell that, no, no, this fellow is going to create trouble for me. I will be very firm. I know what I am supposed to do, and I will not allow him to deceive me. And if that is there, then you will be able to not to be deceived by others. This is only by alertness, and don't allow them to take undue advantage. And then, if you are thorough, if you are careful, if you are alert, then nobody will be able to take advantage of us to deceive you. And you should also sometimes make them feel also that that this is a person with whom we can take advantage. We can, you see, take for granted. That idea you should not give to others. Be very careful. Be firm also in your own convictions, in your, you see, activities that you are doing. So if you know that, and a bit strict about it also. Don't allow them to, you see, this take undue advantage. Take, you see, come to take you for granted. This is what is there. So if you are thorough with your job, with your subject, with your knowledge, and then nobody will be able to deceive you. And you have to be alert. You have to be careful and not allow them to have the free way to take full advantage of that. This is very necessary. When you are in this world, we should not live foolishly. We should, you see, be very careful. We may be kind, we may also have a good heart, but not to have foolishness, not be foolish in this world. Then people will take undue advantage. This is the nature of the world. So be very careful. Don't allow them to have any such undue advantage, to take undue advantage from you. And if necessary, you must, you see, be firm and tell and make them feel that you are not a person whom they can take for granted. This is also necessary. So this we should try to be alert and do something like this, etc. Can't concentrate. If you are not able to concentrate, you see, this is there is no other way. You see, we have to have concentration. If we want success in life, success in all our undertakings, we must have concentration. We must develop concentration. And then for developing concentration, because without concentration, we will fail everywhere. We cannot have success at all. Concentration is very necessary. That will improve our efficiency. Work output also will be better. And we will be able to discharge all these things, all the activities of life in an effective way. For that, concentration is necessary. Even you see, for doing your job in the office, for that concentration is necessary. Without that, you see, you will make mistakes. This mistake may be very costly for you. So this we must understand. And the concentration is very, very necessary in every part of our life, all aspects of our life. So try to develop confidence. For develop concentration. And for developing concentration, the most important thing is when you are doing a particular work, particular task, anything that you do, you have to do it with concentration. Don't think of anything else. Supposing even, say, when we are eating, you see, our mind should be there only on the food that we are taking, and not think of if you have food, you are taking food, you are eating, and then you think of the TV, you think of, you see, something else. So this is not a right thing. In order to have the best benefit of the food that we are taking, we must take it with full concentration. While taking this food, doing anything, we should think only of that and not do anything else. Not think of anything else. That is the way to develop our concentration. So while we are doing a particular thing, do it with full attention. Think only of that. Don't think of anything else, unless it is something very urgent or something else which is very disturbing. That's a different matter. Otherwise, for everything that we do, or in all our activities, all our movements, it should be done with full concentration, thinking only of that and nothing else. This is the way to develop our concentration. So we gave an example just about this eating also. That's also an important activity for us. If we do, you see, take food with concentration, then our nourishment will be better, assimilation will be better, and our strength also and our energy also will increase. And we will have the maximum benefit from the food that we have taken. So like that we should see. Similarly for everything, this is the way to develop concentration. And if you want to do concentration, develop concentration, there is a good book of Swami Shivananda Maharaj, Concentration and Meditation. And the same book that I said, Sure Ways for Success in Life, and that also you see deals with this concentration. So read that the book Concentration and Meditation by Swami Shivananda Maharaj. There he says different types of approach to concentration, different ways to develop concentration. Take some of them and try to practice them. Then that will actually increase your concentration. You will be able to concentrate. And we must remember that without concentration, we cannot carry on with our life. We cannot have any success in anything that we do. So this is very necessary. Like that, you can develop concentration. Nothing to worry about, and don't lose hope. Don't be pessimistic. You will be able to do anything that you see necessary. We will be able to do if we apply our mind. So you can also develop concentration. Like that, we can do this. Thank you very much. Another question. As we proceed in the spiritual path, many times it happens that we feel rejection towards friends and family members who are not spiritual seekers and who continue doing things and talking about things which we want to overcome. Things that were common to us in the past, but now we realize they are not good for us. And because of that, we don't feel like being with those persons. Is it normal to feel that rejection and the need of being far away from them? If not, how can we get through it? I will appreciate your kind help in this matter, in this regard. Now the point is, you see, since you are proceeding in the spiritual path, it is very good. And this nice thing that you are very sincere in your spiritual practices, spiritual approach to life, and then doing things which are necessary for the spiritual path. It's very good. But then we must remember that we should not have any feeling of rejection towards anybody. Spiritual path, you see, in the spiritual path, there is no scope for rejecting anything. No scope for, you see, feeling a rejection towards somebody or some situation or towards something. It is not necessary. Let things happen in their own way. Let them be whatever they are. Why we should have rejection, feeling of rejection? Because rejection is a negative feeling. These type of negative things are not good for us. This will disturb our peace of mind. Mind also, you see, this to some extent overpowered by this feeling of rejection. So our idea should be, don't have any this type of feeling of rejection. Your family friends and family members who are not spiritual seekers, you cannot reject them. This is because you have to live with them. You have to be in the family. You have also to move about with your friends. So this is we must accept. Don't have any such feeling or such attitude of feeling rejection of anybody. Don't reject anybody. Let that person be there wherever it is, etc. So how does it affect us? It depends on our mental attitude towards them. How we will be able to deal with it. So there is no need to have this feeling of rejection of those persons, because that is not good for us. That for the spiritual path also this is not necessary. As spiritual seekers, we should not reject anybody, reject anything. This we must remember. And if we don't have this type of rejection, then what will happen? Let them be what they are. How does it matter? You see, in your mind, mentally, be indifferent to them. And if possible, try to ignore them also. When you know that, you see, all the things which were you were doing earlier, and even if they are not spiritual seekers, let them be what they are. How does it bother us? This attitude we must have, this thought. And then if when they are doing something, talking about things which we want to overcome, and then with the things which were common to us in the past, and now we realize that they are not good for us. And so, if that is so, it is a good thing, good sign that you have remembered, you have realized that these things are not good for me, for spiritual progress or spiritual achievement or spiritual practice. It's very good. You hold on to that. And if they are saying something or continue doing something, let them do whatever they like. What is that to me? Have this type of attitude. And then if they talk about things also which you don't like or which you think that is not good for me for spiritual practices, then okay, mentally have that thinking, have that attitude, and mentally close your mind to that. Outwardly you may be there with them. You may also, be listening to what they are saying. Let them say whatever they say. Let them and hear them. And just that inside your mind, internally, you must know that this is not good for me. I am not for that. Why should I have that? So mentally you must be indifferent. Mentally you must be detached, non-attached to this. Let them say whatever they like, and then probably you just switch off your mind for what they are talking. And if it is necessary to if you realize wait for it.
They will hear something.
Only after everybody appears.
No, you can talk now. They will hear you something.
So it is very good that you realize that they are not good for us, whatever they are saying, and whatever you are actually wanting to overcome them. And it is a very good sign, very good thing. And to feel that we don't feel like being with those persons. It is also very good. But as I said, it should be only internally. Mentally, you should not like to be being with those persons. But physically, it's not possible. You cannot avoid them. You have to move with them. You have to actually carry on with your life, etc. You cannot totally avoid them. Let them be. They should be happy with whatever they are saying or doing. And you be happy within yourself. Like that only, that should be our attitude. So don't be disturbed by that. And then don't have this idea that I don't feel like being with those persons. Let them be, no problem. But then I need not do whatever they are saying. And whatever they are saying, I need not take it seriously. So that attitude should be there. It's a question of, detached spirit. And then, not being, doing whatever it is. If you do that, that is good. So is it normal to feel that rejection? No, it is not normal. It is not good for our spiritual practices. A spiritual seeker should not reject anything in life. Mentally you can reject, and mentally also don't be guided or overpowered by that particular thought of rejection. Let there be what is there, no problem. That attitude should be there. Let them be with them because you cannot avoid them. Carry on with them, and yet don't have any feeling of rejection. Because ultimately we must know that you see, God is present in all of them also. So where is the question of rejecting anybody? So don't have any the feeling of rejection, and we have to get over that. Then only your mind will be steady. Otherwise, you see, this particular feeling of rejection will disturb us. It will bother us. We cannot concentrate on the spiritual practices, or for doing meditation particularly, it will be a problem for us. So with that, I carry on it. Be indifferent, be detached, and carry on. Let them say whatever they like. Let them be happy with whatever they are saying or doing, and you be happy with whatever you are doing. That attitude should be there. Attitude of internal indifference. That should be there. With that, we should carry on. And to be the need of being far away from them also. It's also good if you feel that you see it is necessary to be far away from them, because their presence itself will disturb us and it will create problem for our spiritual practice. But have that conviction, have that internal rejection, but not outwardly, and not also only be indifferent and try to ignore them mentally, but physically, outside, carry on with normal activities in life as you are supposed to do normally. Carry on with that. That should be our idea. If we do all that, you see, then the solution is not be disturbed by them. Not be, you see, this to worry about them or to have a feeling of rejection. Let them be what they are. Let them do. And outwardly also, externally, we must have love for them. We must be very kind and polite to them. We must also try to make them happy. This is our necessary. We must make everybody happy as spiritual seekers. This we must remember. So with that, we have to carry on. But don't have this negative feeling or negative idea of rejecting them. Let them be what they are by their own right. And by as God has placed them before me, and you are also part of them, carry on. Because you cannot wish them away. You cannot totally get rid of them. Like that, you carry on. So that is how we can carry on with these persons also. So I think this question will be this one. I think that should be sufficient. Like that only we have to carry on it. But then, having this, you see that it is necessary to be far away from them, that you must be careful and alert, so that you don't get involved with them and don't encourage them also. Whatever they are saying, you just hear and carry on if it is necessary. And but it is not, if you encourage them, they will all come to you always. They'll try to take away your time. And then when will you do this, your spiritual practices? And they will also cause disturbance. Like that, you should make a balance between the two and carry on. And have a positive attitude towards them. Have a feeling of love and affection for them. And yet, be alert and be careful about your own requirements in this spiritual path. And carry on like this. Next question is, at times, in spite of my best intentions, I still react negatively in certain situations, almost as if compulsively and helplessly. Are our intentions, are our instinctive first reactions from the level of the Atman and hence predetermined? If they are predetermined, what determines it? What determines it? Should we attempt to control or change these first instinctive reactions? It is very good, you have got best intention. But I still react negatively in certain situations. It is not a good thing at all. We should not have any negative reaction for anything in the world. So that negative reaction comes from the level of our mind. It is our lower mind which has all these propensities, all these features. So mind actually rejects this thing. It likes certain things. It doesn't want something else. Like that it is there. It is a work of the mind. So this we must remember. We should never have any negative reaction to anything in our life. That should be our aim as spiritual seekers. This we must remember. So we must avoid having this type of negative reactions. And almost as if compulsively and helplessly. It is not right. It is not compulsively. It is not helplessly. Who is compelling you to do something like this, to have this type of negative reaction? And why you should feel helpless also? Because we should be having control over our mind. And the mind actually should be under our control. So if we control the mind, then this type of, nobody can compel us to do anything. And nobody also, we need not feel helpless in any situation. This is what we do that. So this also feeling that as if it is compulsively and helplessly is there, it is only a weakness of our mind. We should try to make our mind strong, make mind also very careful, alert, and then not be, overpowered or this overcome by any such particular reaction or feeling or any particular situation. Like that it is there. So we should be master of our own mind, keep our mind under control and not be having this type of negative feelings. So it is not having compulsively and helplessly this type of negative reaction. It is not a proper thing. We must guard against that. Are our instinctive first reactions from the level of the Atman and hence predetermined? These are not from the level of the Atman. Atman has nothing to do with these things. Atman is always, undisturbed, unaffected by anything in the world, because Atman is actually transcendental. It is above everything. So neither the Atman gives this type of reaction to us, this type of feeling, and nor, it is coming from the level of Atman. It is actually coming from within, coming from our mental level. It is only a reaction from our mind. So all these instincts or instinctive feelings that we are having, reactions, they are from the mental level. It is not from the Atman, we are from the soul. This we must remember. Sorry for the interruption. It comes like this. Yes, it has come. So, sorry for the interruption due to lack of connection. Again, it is not there. Yes, we were discussing about this. So, this this type of reaction is predetermined. Yes, it is predetermined in one sense that it is going to happen, and the events also take place by God's will or whatever it is. If we say it is actually predetermined, but not because it is from the level of the Atman. It is from the level of our mind. This we must remember. Once our mind is under our control, we know how to utilize it properly, use it properly, then this predetermination will not work. It will not be a problem for us. So this is what we must remember. It is from the level of our mind and from the lower mind. Our mind has two aspects, which is the higher mind, and which is also a lower aspect also is a lower mind. It is from our lower mind. So, which is actually has instincts. All those things are there at the level of the mind. It comes from that. So, and so what determines it if they are predetermined? Determines, you see, it is because of our level of thinking, how our mind works, how our mind acts. It is because of that mind. If our mind is properly controlled, and if there is proper discrimination, that is actually the work of the higher mind. If we have our higher mind, then you see these things will not create any problem for us. We will do whatever is right, whatever is good for us, and whatever should be done. Like that, that will be there. So mind will be under our control. Like that, you must remember. Should we attempt to control or change these first instinctive reactions? Yes, it is very necessary, because these first instinctive reactions are actually wrong. They are not good for us. They are not good for our spiritual path, spiritual practices. This we must remember. They are harmful for us. So we have to control. We see that, you see, we do not fall a prey to these instinctive reactions. Don't have any this type of reactions. Our reactions should be based on discrimination, proper understanding. It should be with spiritual wisdom. And then we should do whatever is right for us. So this we must remember that. So that is how we can control it. We must control or change these first instinctive reactions. They are very necessary for us. This we must remember. Is 12:15. Is the Atman? Should we do something? Should we carry on with this?
Why don't we carry on till 12:30?
Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
If everybody else is game for it.
And then the next question. If the Atman cannot be experienced, how can I abide in my true self? Does it involve only a constant remembrance of the nature of my true self as Atman, or is there more? It is not true that, you see, the Atman cannot be experienced, because ultimately the goal of our life is to experience Atman. So it is not that the Atman cannot be experienced. Atman cannot be experienced in the normal sense of experience that we understand. Our normal experience is, normally you see this way of looking at it, physically or mentally, whatever we can experience, that we take it as experience. But in case of Atman, that is not applicable. For Atman, you see, it can be experienced, but in a different way. That is why they call it, you see, Atman, it is by realization. We have to realize the Atman. It is not experience or seeing something physically or thinking something mentally. That is not the way of experiencing Atman. Atman can be experienced. It is only when we do our spiritual practices, when our mind becomes pure, and mind is also very thin, it has become subtle, and it has become very, you see, powerful, then only we will be able to grasp the Atman and also or realize the Atman. That will come only through purity, through concentration, meditation on the Atman. That is the way to realize Atman. That is the way to experience Atman. And whatever there, other things are there, how it will be experienced, that is a different exercise altogether. And here we cannot do all that. But then, does it involve only a constant remembrance of the nature of my true self as Atman? Yes, it is necessary. Because Atman or the self is not different from us. That is our real nature. In fact, that is our real self. This is what is there. So it is possible, should be possible for us to experience it, to realize it. And this will be there. So constant remembrance of the nature of that Atman, of our true self, is very necessary. That is the only way of this realizing Atman, is to dwell in the Atman, to always think of the Atman, to go on contemplating and constantly remembering it, and also being established in that. Then only after a long time, we will be able to experience Atman. To experience Atman is the greatest most difficult task. We may say that if we can realize God, so that is like this, that is a little easier. For God, we know something like this, etc., then we will try to realize. But Atman is the most difficult of all spiritual exercises. To realize the Atman, and that is the highest state of realization. So that will come only. So if we have, yes, first is having a constant remembrance of that Atman. That is the basic essential thing as spiritual practice for realization of Atman. That is necessary. But at the same time, other things are there. All other things are only to make ourselves fit for that, this type of exercise, to do the preparation. That is why they call, if you want to have this, just by remembrance of the nature of Atman, it is not possible. Because how we will know what is that Atman? And how will be able to see this constantly remember the Atman as my true self? It is possible. This is only at a mental level. If our mind is not pure, you see, beyond that we cannot proceed. It will be an intellectual conviction, mental thinking that it is my true self. But if you want to realize Atman, then you see the ancillary things which are preliminary to us, and to that, and things which are necessary as a preparation for that we have to do if you want to succeed in the realization of that Atman. And for that is called, you see, the four important, spiritual practices, sadhana chatushtaya they call it, four important, that is discrimination, dispassion or vairagya. Discrimination is, you see, this viveka or discrimination. Then we should have this vairagya or dispassion towards all things of the world. Then we must also cultivate or practice these sixfold virtues: control of mind, shama, dama, titiksha, uparati, shraddha, samadhana, mumuksha. These are the six virtues. They have to be practiced by us. We should have, you see, this control of mind as a part of our exercise. Control of the mind, control of senses, then endurance of all things of the world, and also, you see, to cease from unnecessary activities in life. Any worldly activities, worldly work, we must be free from that. Then we must have one-pointedness of our mind. We must also have faith. These are the sixfold virtues which are necessary. And then ultimately, and finally, we must also have this strong desire for liberation, strong desire for realizing this Atman. That is called mumukshutvam, strong desire for liberation. If these are there, then our practice of seeking the Atman or doing constant contemplation of the Atman, remembrance of Atman, that will give us result. That will bear fruit. So this is what we must remember. So these are the basic things. So constant remembrance of that nature of the Atman, supported by these fourfold, you see, important virtues. These are called qualifications. Sadhana chatushtaya, they are called. If that is there, then we will be able to realize Atman. This is what it is there. And then with that only constant remembrance of the Atman should be carried on. And that only will give us the result. It will bear fruit. This is what we must remember. Should we do something more?
Where are you?
I have come up to this fourth point. 5, 6.
And then the other side too.
Other
Well,
people.
how do you feel? We could go till 12:30 if you could finish a question by 12.
Okay, 12, whatever we can.
And then we'll do the rest
On the next.
and we can even have another one sometime, maybe.
We'll see that.
We'll see.
Then this much for this question on Atman, and then how to realize it or how to experience this Atman. Experience of the Atman is realization of this Atman. It is called self-realization. This is what we should remember that. And then The next question, there are a set of questions, some more questions are there. What spiritual lessons can we learn from the coronavirus? Coronavirus actually has a lot of spiritual teachings for us. And what lessons we will learn? First thing is we must remember, we just discussed, everything happens as per God's will. And even this coronavirus also has come only by God's will. Because without God's will, nothing will happen in this world. God will not allow anybody else to interfere with his world. He will not allow anybody else to do anything else. So even Corona also comes only as a part of that, as a part of God's will. This we must remember. It may be unpleasant for us to hear that how God can do all these things, etc. That is a different story altogether. But then this is by God's will only. This we must remember. By God's will only, coronavirus also has come. We must have that attitude, that approach towards the coronavirus. And in this world, we also discussed that the law of cause and effect is operating in this world. So whatever comes to us, it is as a result of whatever actions we have done in the past. And even this coronavirus also may be by God's will. So it may be coming only for that, because God will not give us any unnecessary problem, anything that we don't deserve, and He will not impose anything on us. He will give only whatever we have done. As a result of that, whatever comes to us, that is it. It's a very unpleasant thing to hear, but this is the truth. This we must remember. So this also experience of coronavirus which is coming, although it is very unfortunate, very troublesome and very difficult, and we are having so much of suffering even then, it is only as a result of our own actions. This we must remember. So, coronavirus probably also we have deserved by our own actions. This lesson we must learn. And so, anything that happens in the world that comes to us is as a result of our own actions in the past. And this coronavirus also is what is there by God's will. And when we have these things, what is the result? Why it is coming? It becomes, you see, it entails suffering for us. Because of the coronavirus, we are suffering. It is possible that we must have given this type of problem to somebody else in the past. This we remember, because otherwise it will not come at all. It is not God's law. So something must have been done by us, all of us, all the entire humanity, collectively, we must have done something. Or all of us separately done something, but they have given us now a collective result of all that. This we must remember. And if you are unfair to somebody, if you have created some problem, for somebody else, that will come back to us. So the entire world also must have done something, the entire humanity, we must have done some wrong somewhere. Because in the world now, we see there is a lot of injustice, there is a lot of unfairness, a lot of people create problem for us out of selfish motive. Whatever is there, this is what people have been doing it. And God will not allow this type of, exploitation of one by another. God will not allow that. So that is why you see it is coming to us as a sort of, whether you call it punishment or whatever it is. This is what it is. It's a result of our own actions. So knowing this, we must try to have a spiritual attitude, spiritual approach to all our things in this world. We should not be unfair to anybody. We should not create any problem for anybody. We should not try to exploit others. This is what is there in the present level of the world. Present world, we have all these things only. People go in a wrong way. People should do something which are not right, and in order to exploit others out of selfishness, in order to create problem for us, all these things we have been doing. We are not condemning them, but this is a fact. And as a result of that, so God is actually now teaching us through this. So this is what it is. Otherwise, why God will try to create problem for us? Why He will give suffering for us? So this is what it is. So our idea should be now to be very careful in what we are doing. We should be fair to others. We should not try to exploit others. We should not harm others. We must practice non-violence, non-injury towards others. So all these things are necessary. God gives us a lesson that you human beings, you are all my children. So don't you try to cheat anybody else. Don't create problem for another brother or sister of you. You are all my children. This attitude we must have. So we must have brotherhood of entire humanity. We must have the feeling of love and affection, trying to be helpful to others. These are the things necessary for us. In our conduct, in our activities, we must try to, be fair to others, try to do good to others, and never harm anybody else. Never try to exploit others for your own selfish reason or something like that. It is not permissible in the universe. It is God's universe. So this we must remember this. So these are all the lessons that we have to learn from this. Our idea should be to fair and kind and compassionate towards everybody. That is expected of every person. This is what we should remember and carry on. This is what it is, the spiritual lesson we have to learn from this. And not be worried about this coronavirus, etc. Although it is very troublesome, although it is creating problem for us, but this we have to accept it. Whatever comes to us in the world, we have to face it. We have to accept it. And then with a calm mind, with unruffled and undisturbed state of mind, we must try to address it. Try to do whatever best is possible on our part to reduce our sufferings. This we must. These are some of the spiritual lessons that we have to learn from this coronavirus. Because ultimately, what is going to come out of this, God only knows. But He also knows to see how to take care of His own world. He will not allow this world to see His own world to be spoiled by other people. He will not try to create problem for somebody and to punish us unnecessarily. So this we must remember. And then knowing full well this particular aspect, try to be good always. Try to do good to others and try to be helpful to others and not try to exploit others. These are the things which are necessary at the moment. In the materialistic state of mind, state of these times that we are having, we actually, most of us are very selfish. We try to always think of others. Even at the, we try to exploit others. Even at the cost of others, we have our selfish motive, selfish interest fulfilled. This is what we have to avoid. If we can all live happily and peacefully, have a good spiritual approach to whole thing, and have good attitude towards others, helpful attitude, then probably this God will realize that this aberrance, my children who are creating problem, this now they are probably have got the lesson. This is what we should do. God wants to teach us a lesson by this. So much of suffering and so much of, although it is very unpleasant, and not unfortunate, yet this is what it is necessary. Whereas if we are behaving properly with others, have a kindness and compassionate attitude towards others, this type of problem can be avoided in future. This is what we should learn also. What universal sense or spiritual explanation can we give to this pandemic? I think we have discussed about these things. This is what is a universal sense or spiritual explanation, that it is by God's will. It is coming to us as a result of our past actions, our own actions only. They are now bearing fruit. Whether it is to our liking, whether it is pleasant or unpleasant, they are all coming as a result of that. These two things we must remember, and this is a universal phenomenon. That is why it is now, affecting the entire world. All the countries, most of the countries, no country is free from that. Every country has had some experience of this. They have faced it. So this is a universal sense. This is a spiritual explanation. This is what it is. It is coming by God's will. And take it in that sense and try to do whatever best is possible. And to see that, in future, we avoid this type of trouble in future. It doesn't come to us in future. If we are proper and do what is right. Is there any divine message for the humanity at large by the present global crisis? Yes, this is the message, divine message. God is giving us the message that you have to be just, you have to be fair, you have to be considerate to others. You must have consideration for others. Never try to exploit others. Never try to harm others for your selfish motive, selfish purpose. This is what the spiritual divine message God wants for the entire humanity. All of us are included in that. And because our normal propensity is to exploit others for our own selfish purposes. This is we must not do at all. In God's creation, in the God's world, there is no place for this selfishness. There is no place for exploitation of others. This we must remember. And we should be fair to others. We should have good relation with everybody. We should try to do good to others. Live happily together. And not one section, you see, we will try to exploit others. We will try to take undue advantage of others. These are all wrong things. They have no place in God's world, God's creation. This we must remember. This is a message for the entire humanity. This is my understanding. This is what we must remember that. So we should be fair to everybody. Do whatever is right, whatever is good, whatever is legitimate, whatever is not to the detriment of others. This is not right. This is not acceptable to God. This is what we must do. This is the divine message. God wants that all of us should live happily, peacefully, as brothers and sisters. We all belong to one family, family of God. We are all brothers and sisters. We must have universal brotherhood. We must also all live happily, peacefully together, and not exploiting some people. These are not permissible in God's world. So this is the divine message. What should we learn as spiritual seekers from the situation generated by the pandemic? As spiritual seekers, we should learn that we need not lose heart. We need not lose hope. We should take it gracefully and take it, with an open mind and try to do because as it is God's will. It is coming as God's will. Every spiritual seeker must remember this. Everything that happens is by God's will. So these things are coming to us also by God's will only. So this we must remember and try to do. It doesn't mean that God wants us to suffer. No. He only gives us a lesson that this is what is there. Whatever you are doing, it is happening, it is creating problem for you. So avoid all those things. This is the lesson we must do. So take it all sportingly. Take it all, with a open mind and also with the proper understanding. And then we should learn from these things and do not repeat our mistakes. The entire humanity, we have been, doing wrong things only. So we should try to avoid all those things in future and then not be upset by this, not be, be disturbed by that, not to lose hope, or and carry on, whatever is possible. This is also God wants. God creates a situation and He also expects us to do whatever is possible, to apply our mind, to get over this problem. Then only we can evolve spiritually. Spiritually, it is necessary. God has given us this experience, this particular situation, so that we know how to face it and how to overcome this type of situation and how we can also prevent this in future by our proper action, by alertness and avoiding all our mistakes. This is what is there. So this is how we should try to meet this situation. And this is what we should also learn. Conduct ourselves. This is for the entire humanity, for everybody. All of us. We should never do any mistake. This type of mistake which we might have done in the past, those mistakes we should not repeat. Then God will be very happy. And then He will see that yes, and He will try to make us also happy. He will also do everything good for us, because that is the, every father, you see, every parent would like to, you see, make his children happy. So God also will do that. And if we as spiritual seekers are aware of it, and we also try to act accordingly, and then we will be a blessing for this society, for the humanity. And we will also see humanity also will be a good place for all of us to live. This is what is there. These are the spiritual lessons. And as spiritual seekers, with this understanding, carry on with your spiritual practices. These spiritual practices need not be, you see, affected by what this particular situation. We should not have strength of mind, and then carry on with your spiritual practices, and also do whatever is necessary to face this particular problem, particular challenge, particular this coronavirus which is there. These are what put in there, and this is applicable to every situation in life that spiritual seekers must try to keep in mind and learn from this. Thank you very much. Some other questions are there. We will take up in another session. And then some more questions, because today they have come. We got just recently, and we don't have time also. So we will deal with them, God willing, in another session. Thank you very much for patient listening. Thank you so much. And may the blessings of God and all sages and saints and of Swami Shivananda Maharaj be upon all of us. Thank you very much. All the best. Ariam, nice to see you all. Very nice. From different countries, people are there. Very good. Thanks a lot. All the best. Ariam, bless.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. You gave such a thorough answer to all the questions. So as Swamiji said, we have some extra questions even written now, and then questions came in during his talk as well, and may come during this week. So on the 30th of December, Swamiji will answer those questions during the meditation session between 5:30 and 6:30. So right now, Swamiji's looking at the screen, and he's so happy to see the people that are there. So thank you very much. And we will see you in our next program, which will be our guided meditation. It will be a recording, but a wonderful recording of Swami Yogaswarupanandaji.
Vimala is there, then Viping is there, and then Divya Bhavananda is there, and very good, other people are also there, and Lakshmi Rao Mataji is there, then Suchita is there, at least whom we have been able to see, because however we wish, we cannot see everybody here at a time. So that is very nice. Nice to see all of you. All this is Charles Kangai. He is also there. Very good. All our best wishes. Many thanks for your participation. Thank you very much. May God and Gurudev bless you all. We had a very good get together, a very good session. Many thanks, and thanks to our this revered Amrita Rupananda Mataji, and also our this Ramachandranji, who have made all this possible.
I know, and the tech team, Swamiji, Beeping and Madan and Vimala, Beeping and Madan from Singapore. Sorry, no, Madan, he's the host. He's the main host. I don't know. Oh, he's hidden, but he's hidden behind that logo.
He's one of others.
He is the full host.
Very good.
So this is being transmitted to Chennai and then going to the YouTube through him.
Very nice.
And then
very nice.
Then Beeping and Vimala.
Divya Bhavanandaji,
Yeah.
and then Beeping, and then Vimala,
Yeah.
and then Makiko is also there, and then Kangai is also there. Very good. Lakshmi ji, and Lakshmi Rao from Sydney. Anil Mehta, yes, from London. Very good. Nice to see you all here. And I was also thinking there will be an opportunity for me to see many people here and directly, and that is very good. and Suchita is there. Very nice. Very nice for the trouble you have all taken. Because for some of you see it will be dead of night. And then also you have been able to take the trouble of this keeping awake and joining this particular session. And it is good that by your participation, our session has been successful. It is very nice. Well done. Thank you very much. Thanks to everybody. And those whom we have not been able to see, they are also there. We have got a participation of more than about 350.
Yeah, we're now at close to 400.
It is close to 400 now. It's very good. It has been a very good response and good participation by everybody. So it is very good. Thanks a lot to everybody. Maitri is also there from South Africa. So very nice. Very good. So all best wishes. Nice to see all of you. Thank you very much. Very good. Om Namo Narayana. Hari Om.